If you can knock over a skeleton, that's all you'll have to do. And then he looks at you and says, you can knock over a skeleton, right?
It's always worked before.
And I trust that your company is in the clear with Grigore?
He's inspecting the silver we brought him, but I don't see why there'd be a problem. We did exactly as he asked.
So is there anything else you guys are doing in Dominos?
No, this place sucks.
Ruby sword!
Nope.
Arik agrees with Eldove.
What's this about a ruby sword? Oh, right, that thing. Okay.
Listen, we just had one impromptu combat. We can do another one.
Sure.
All the undead in the world?
It's gonna take a month for him to draw out the power of this axe. I mean,
I don't know
why
if we
not? got
wanna-
time to go.
I don't know how to. I don't actually have a plan. So that I said that somewhat facetiously,
When
not
has
expecting
that
any.
ever stopped us?
We didn't have a plan for the dragon, we just teleported to it.
That is true. All I know is there's all the. Well, also, I don't think he wants us going in there. The guy who's inspecting the silver. So there's that wrinkle too.
Probably also true, yes.
But yeah, it's basically ruby encrusted sword is the treasure of Dominos. So it might irritate him if we took it.
So what's happening over the next couple weeks?
Orphan
Now-
wants to.
Now's a great time to do some downtime. So if anybody has downtime actions, that'd be a great time.
Yeah.
Orphan wants to ask Tarin. Do you think now that we own the hut, do you think it's time that we gave Balin the ship?
That seems fair. Also, do you think we should give him some small amount of the money that we've made, since he did technically bring us to the hut? I mean, by a very strict reading of the contract, I believe most of the people aboard the ship are all eligible for some amount of that 4 million gold we lost.
No,
What
because
4 million
that was
gold?
a contract that you made as captain. You are not
Captain,
captain.
I'm
of this hut.
eligible for
I
a
am.
larger share of that 4 million gold we lost, and I don't have any of it. So I don't.
And that's the thing. If you give that ship away, I'm not calling you captain anymore. You're gonna have to call me captain.
So, what kind of ceremony are we looking at here? How do you turn the ship over to Balin?
Give him the keys.
Yeah, actually.
Wait, I know a good ceremonial
Okay.
doing of this.
All right.
You can resist knowing him for the purpose of sending, so that you can't find him anywhere in the world.
Actually, hold on a second. 1 second.
See, as
Not
a guy
being
who
able
used
to
to be in
creep
the
on him
Navy, he
constantly
knows.
sounds
As
like
a guy who
a
used
really
to be in
good
the Navy,
benefit.
as the guy who used to be in the Navy, he would know all about. Adam would know all about change of command and stuff like that. But I don't really remember too much of it to contribute. So
Look what
Point
map
of
I
order,
get to
did you
bring
just
back.
refer to yourself in
Oh.
the third person?
Oh, it's like coming back to an old friend.
Wait, where was Eldove's room? This one? I remember I took Tarin's.
Wait, you took Tarin's old... Tarin's room is, this one.
It's all shitty now. Look at this. I bet I could make a mansion in this ship.
You know what we should also do? We should get that, coffin and remove it from the ship.
yeah,
We just sort of
Oh,
threw it back in
yeah.
the bilge.
So what do you do with the Banshee's coffin?
I say open up a teleport circle and just bring it back to the keep.
This is like the faded hour in Chrono Trigger. Now's the time
If
to...
you want me to toss
tie
it
up
into
all
the
the side
skeleton
quests.
hallway, I'm already keeping garbage. Oh wait, we lost the skeleton hallway.
You did. No more skeleton hallway.
That place was terrible. I could put it in the death trap. We got the death trap. That's not a death trap, by the way. That is a trap to trap death in.
Yeah.
A death trap.
Maybe we can lure Gendred into the death trap.
Oh, that I don't know. Can we activate it? I don't know.
It seemed to be non-functional when we went through.
Yeah, Eldove lacked the means to hold it together and
It's
get it
more
working.
ceremonial than anything.
It wasn't even completely functional when Baba Yaga was in charge.
Eldove has no
do it.
interest in capturing death.
Just,
We
you know,
should
when
put it in the
PCs
hall
go
with
through
you.
it, they instantly die or whatever.
We should
Get
put it in
trapped
the
in
hall with
space
small
time.
animals.
And build a glass box around it.
Sure.
Okay. So, you guys haul the Banshee's stone sarcophagus into the room with the vampire animals. Were any of those vampire animals left alive?
No.
Oh, we killed
No,
all
we
of
killed
them.
them all.
No, Turn
we killed all
Undead
of
pretty
them.
much dusted the whole room.
Over the course of the next couple weeks, Eldove, you notice that you start losing connection with the vampire animal room. And one day, you're sitting in the control room. You can't reach it at all. You can't reach out your consciousness and feel it. You can't bring it up on any of the mirrors.
Can we back up 1 second here, though?
Yeah.
Like, I start losing contact with it
Yeah.
after we bring the coffin in? Because that's the point when I would call everyone in, not when I can't feel it at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I would call everyone in and I'd say, there's a problem. I'm starting to lose contact with the animal room that we're keeping the coffin in.
Yeah, you reach a day where you just can't feel it. So what do? Y'all? He tells everybody.
Should we try to go and see what's... I mean, it might not be safe to travel to that room anymore.
A horrible coffin is in a horrible room that we're losing. I'm okay with just letting it go.
I mean, it's up to you guys, but I think that we should go check on it at least.
But if you can't scry on it, then... I don't know. What will we find if we step in there?
It's the worst that can happen.
Horrible banshee monster that's blocking your
this-
scrying.
In this hut? You want to
Yeah,
answer that
Eldove,
question?
that's probably not the best
What, do you
question
have
to
a
be
While
problem
asking.
with
everyone's
Eldove?
debating it, Tarin goes through the door.
Oh my god.
Tarin,
You have a problem with Eldove's dancing hut?
Who forgot to tie a rope around Tarin when we came into the hut?
Tarin, you navigate on foot into the room, and it no longer resembles the room of glass cabinets that you remember. The room itself has changed form, and you walk into it, and it's now a crypt. Very cold, but you see all along the walls. It doesn't look like it's an ancient, crumbling, ruined, creepy, terrible crypt. It looks like a crypt that would be at the bottom of, say, like an ancient elven fortress, very well kept. And in the center of it is the sarcophagus, but instead of being the broken, faded, kind of worn down coffin you remember from the ship, it has the features of the beautiful elven maiden that was laying inside of it.
Okay.
Other than that, the connecting doors go into it the same way as they used to from the vampire animals room.
Scan it with detect magic.
And the sarcophagus is radiating magic.
At around this point, Eldove comes in after him.
Yeah. And Eldove, you realize the reason you can't bring it up on screen is there's no scrying sensor in here. You'd have to place a scrying sensor in here somewhere to be able to see it.
But do I still feel like I could teleport to it using the chicken foot? Like, is
Yes.
it still part of the hut?
It is, absolutely.
Alright, so...
Next
what,
time
like,
adventurers come through here, when they come through to eradicate Eldove's dancing hut, instead of doing the creature cabinets, they're going to have to deal with this banshee, essentially.
Yay, I love it.
Eldove thinks this room is way better than the tiny animal room.
So, the
And he goes and gets a stuffed beholder and tosses him in here and says, now that's classy.
And then, a few days after doing that, the stuffed beholder changes form itself. So instead of just having a stuffed beholder sitting in one corner of the room, one of the figures on the side of the wall, one of the elven figures carved into the stone, one of their eyes turns into a scrying sensor.
Wait, so is the hut reacting to this to this casket? What is
yeah.
going on?
That's,
Oh, that is crazy town.
This place is great.
All right, so I'm not sleeping in the hut anymore.
Well, why not? You might get a room around you.
yeah.
Eldove might sleep in the Banshee Crypt. That place is rad.
Like,
Like, we've slept in
start-
some shitty crypts before, but this is an elven crypt.
you start taking residence in this hut, a room that might form around you. Nice little gnomish room.
That's true. That would be so good.
Yeah, the module, I don't know if Nodal's read the module, but it actually says that Baba Yaga doesn't control the shape-shifting of the hut. It does that on its own as it goes from world to world. So the hut itself changes over time.
Yeah, I did read that. I knew what was happening, it's better to
You played dumb.
gameplay character knowledge.
So, you have this ceremony aboard the Adric's Honor, where Tarin, what do you do? You're the captain. It's your call. What gets done?
Yeah,
I hand him the... Oh,
Where are we having this?
on the deck.
Yeah,
Everyone's invited afterwards to the Magnificent Mansion's feast, obviously. There's infinite fucking alcohol in there, so I figure the sailors should be pretty happy.
I mean, I'll hand him the keys. I'll hand him a nice sword that I've made that is not a +1 long sword.
Okay.
Just well crafted with the...
So you're not handing him back the sword that Captain Brent, or that he handed you, that was Captain Brent's.
No.
You're handing him a totally different sword.
Yes.
Okay. Well, he makes note of that. I mean, he's still overjoyed to become captain. Now, are you handing him ownership of the ship, or just captainship? Is it still your ship?
I don't know, Eldove, do you want to share
need
the
it.
ship?
I don't... It's up
Orphan,
to you.
do you care?
I would rather give to him.
And Zook, do you care?
Balin, we cool.
Alright,
Like-
no, I'll give him the title to the ship.
Very well.
Yeah.
Now, the past year and a half, they haven't been acting as pirates. They've been acting as mostly as privateers on behalf of the Kingdom of Dunfoss, and they've done very well for themselves. And yeah, Balin is more than capable of taking command of the ship. He served under Captain Bren for several years before Genford brought him to this world. He's probably the last surviving member of the original crew. No, Arvin's still here.
But no, yeah, the cook's still here.
And the navigator. You
That
guys
guy
didn't.
sucks.
What?
We're not going to
Ryler-
serve in the ship, right?
Ryler doesn't really get along with the rest of the crew from what I can tell.
Ryler was very sketchy and apprehensive at first because he was on this weird new ocean, but now he's become accustomed to it.
Okay.
So
We got him star shots.
Arvin was
He's fine.
the human racist asshole.
Yeah. And then the only other one we'd know would be Swint, even though he's not an original crew member.
Which one was having the horrible nightmares?
Oh, and
That
what's
was
his
Swint.
name? Swint's the one who had the horrible nightmares, and then the what's the Sandcloak's name?
Ka.
Ka.
Is Swint still missing a hand?
Ka was missing a hand.
I was the one that's missing
Ka.
his hand.
I'm just saying, like, if we're closing
like-
up deals here, maybe we should get some regeneration going on.
For
Nope.
murdering the princess?
Nope,
I...
nope, 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 nope.
You
nope.
can negotiate that with Arik, but I'm not gonna...
I'm
not gonna
I mean,
put
if
in
you're
a
giving
voice
the
one
ship
way or the
away,
other.
you're not my captain anymore, so...
I mean, Ka
I'm not
has...
saying this to Eric.
At this point, Ka has affixed a hook to his hand, so he doesn't have just a stump.
I'm
Yeah,
captain
he's
of the
had a
hut,
look for a
Eric,
while.
so I'm your captain now.
That's true. You are ending your employment contract with Arik. So how does that
Eric.
Eric, you are more than welcome in my hut.
You're the priest of our little duchy, so...
Yeah,
you know.
There is that.
Also, you have this nice water relic I found for you. That belongs to the church, though. So,
Yeah, no, the only
I mean-
problem is that he's not captain anymore. He's Terran now. That'll be weird for a few months. Oh, hey,
I didn't...
Tarin.
Tarin just sort of scratches his head. He never thought of himself as anything other than Tarin.
So what else happens over the few weeks that Amte is going to need to enchant this axe?
Zook, if she'll after they pay off the lady for the arrows, Zook would inquire about the history of the arrows, just as much as information you can get from her. Kind of trying to see if he can figure out where to get other crazy custom made arrows, like maybe one for a different kind of dragon.
She has 1,000 years of family history she can go through.
If she will welcome Zook, he will sit and talk arrows with her during the downtime, and see if it leads anywhere.
As far as leading to more magic arrows, it does not. She has her family also keeps the formula to make standard +1 arrows, which are the most common magic arrows you're going to find. But she can commission those for you if you want them. But as far as the dragon slaying arrows, if the dragon is now dead, she takes the 2 arrows back. She takes her portion of the payment. Let's decide what she takes, actually, real quick.
yeah, just look at that and anything but the potion.
Yeah, so we are taking the potion.
Oh,
The
do
storm
you
giant,
have the
yeah.
list of items still, Brick, or do I need to read them to you? Because I didn't put
I
them
have-
on the party
no,
loot because I
I
wasn't
have-
sure what she would take.
I have them right here. So you guys took the Frost Giant potion?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
our first pick.
So I'm going to. Oh, it's a frost giant potion.
Yeah, It's not quite a Storm Giant, just a Frost Giant. But
Okay, well that's fine.
All right, so you've got that, Khalil? You've got that.
I got it.
if she takes
Yeah,
the
Updating it right now.
she takes the potion of clairvoyance.
I kind of
fine.
thought you would.
All right, so I will put the rest of these onto our sheet.
Yep.
And you already subtracted out her portion of the gold, right?
I already subtracted her portion of the gold, and I put our portion of the gold onto the sheet.
How much
put-
did you guys decide to give some measure of the Baba Yaga gold to Balin?
We don't have,
We don't have any
Baba
Baba
Yaga
Yaga gold.
so
That's true. Well, some
Maybe
of you
when we
did take
find-
gold out.
maybe when we find it, we'll give them. I'll give him some of my
Yeah.
share. Yes.
And in the meantime, he's been going around looting shit, and we didn't take that back from him. So
Yeah.
he's got some good portion of gold as a.
That's true. I mean,
Yeah, for the last year and a half, I think we basically decided just to let him have full portion of whatever he got.
He was captain in everything but name, basically.
so what do you do back at the inn when you return? Do you wait until the axe is finished to go back to the inn, or do you go back to the inn to wait?
We've got a month.
go back
Is
to the
anyone doing
internet.
anything awesome during this month?
You got a couple more.
Zook is researching +1 arrows. He might go ahead and commission a quiver of them, if depending on how much it'll cost.
Orphan is
Eric wanted to learn about Bahamut from Daniel and set up a little area of his church for Bahamut. Tiny area.
And he regales
but
you
just to make
with the teachings of Bahamut, beginning with the power and compassion of his god cannot be contained in any one building.
All right, Daniel, whatever you say. You got it, buddy.
He tells you
Eldov's gonna convert.
that if you were to go on a quest for a rat tail and bring it to
Oh
the
my
house
God.
of Bahamut, he will make you look like a heavy metal guitarist.
Wow.
From the
that's
90s.
That happened. That happened. Khalil would probably just go back to Kiska for a few days and just kind of soak in it because it's his town and he may never see it again. So that's why he's like, okay.
Does anybody go back to the inn before the axe is complete?
To the inn?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric does.
Okay.
Khalil would have too.
Well, Khalil just said he's going to Kiska. You can't be at the inn and at Kiska.
Tarin will start
Well, I
the. Tarin will go to the inn, but he's. I mean, if there's nothing exciting going on, he's going to continue his secret war against the mind flayers over the downtime.
If we got a full month, I'm gonna go back to my search for one of those +1 staffs.
Orphan's gonna go to Dunfoss.
I would probably be in Dunfoss, but then go back to the inn. I can't imagine it's going to take a whole month, but you tell me.
Khalil would have gone back to the inn first and then go to Kiska.
Khalil and Arik, back at the inn. You have about 2 weeks left before the axe is done. After everything you did in Dominos and going to Dunfoss and paying the woman and the ceremony with the ship and all this good stuff. They still have the cultist under guard. They're keeping him... well, where are they keeping him? Just in that closet? Khalil,
I thought that we were trusting
I
him
thought we
not
give him
locked up.
free reign, but he has a, quote, bodyguard.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
he's been staying at a room in the inn. And Fila, who doesn't trust this man 1 inch, has been keeping very careful track of what his tab is.
Good.
What's his tab?
Anytime he's in the room, one of the guards is in the common room of the inn.
Good.
So make sure
That's
that he
fine.
can't get away. So what do you guys do with him, Arik and Khalil, when you come back to the inn? He's there. Nothing bad has happened. The guardsman is there in the common room when you arrive. Fila, with this disgusted look on his face, shows you his list of expenses.
What's the tab he's run up? Is it really bad, or is it just...
It's not so much that it's not a lot of money, as much as she doesn't understand why you all have given this cultist a free ride. Like she
She
wants
wanted
it paid.
sanctuary. That's good enough for Arik.
Not good enough for Fila, though.
No, it's too bad for her.
Anyway, what do you do with them?
So you could chop wood or something like that? Work it off?
I mean, yeah, I have no problem with putting him to work.
Put them to work.
How's his wound looking now?
Yeah.
I mean, Orphan's not there, but I'm curious.
Healing,
Yeah, it's-
but slowly. I mean, it's healing as quickly as you would imagine a great sword wound to the chest would heal over time. So 2 weeks, he still has some trouble getting around. The flesh is very tender. It's not time. Like, it hasn't completely healed all the way. Even if you were to take the stitches out, it would reopen and bleed. So he doesn't have full range of movement. So putting them work chopping wood might be a bad idea.
Yeah, but he could.
But he's not eating much. In fact, there's a couple days where he was very sick, where Fila had to force food into him, bring him up some cold broth, and make him drink it down. Mostly the resources she's worried about is that he's taking up a whole room to himself that she could be renting out to travelers. She's unhappy about the situation. But then Fila's been pretty unhappy about this entire inn situation since she got here.
Arik looks at Khalil and he's just like, "Well, he's your cultist buddy."
I
You
give
guys could-
Arik that look like, really?
Well, I'm just saying you could share a room.
Take him to the guardhouse, make him shack up
No.
with Khalil. And he's right, he is your cultist buddy.
Khalil
mean,
is
I'm
not,
not-
he's not trucking with this cult. I mean, you guys are making a lot of assumptions.
Has Khalil corrected any of our assumptions so far?
He hasn't seen the need to, because you guys are all like just making
Well,
assumptions.
So
Like,
Khalil
no
has
matter-
been not disagreeing with us when we call
No
him
matter
cultist.
what he says, you guys aren't going to believe him anyway. So why even bother?
So
That's
weird.
his whole. That's his whole freaking train of thought right now.
I'm just saying, Khalil, it makes the most sense at this point. He is taking up a whole room that paying visitors should have to them, and
You
I mean-
do follow the same dark god.
you
Eldove,
do
you're
follow
not
the
here.
same.
Eldove's
You
in
follow
Kiska
the
right
same
now.
thing.
Eldove's not at the inn.
I mean, I'm sure he doesn't want to stay with me. What good would that do? I mean, it's you or me, and he's probably not going to want to stay with me. So,
Well, in any case,
But do you guys take him out and interrogate him anymore? Do you try to get more information out of him? Do you try to send him on his way?
Yeah, no, I mean, we'll do the dream thing. I will go into his dreams and see if I can get him to dream about whatever he saw, and see if Tarin can look at it without going mad.
oh god,
Into the cultist
Sounds like-
streams.
Yes.
Okay.
no good.
And you can't. It's just this being of shadow and fire is what he saw. And at the time it was being summoned out of the bowels of the pit, Ith was there, as well as Melinda, Gendrid's lover, the warlock. And many of the tongues. There were a couple of the Vroks as well. And as the creature was taking shape, the tongues were made to approach, and they were either, their throats were cut, and they were shoved into the bowels of the pit.
Now,
So
was
as
the
for-
creature free at the end of this vision, or not?
Not sure, because he teleported away before the ritual was complete. But the form of it is just incomprehensible. It's like trying to look at Gygus. It's just smoke, fire, and this just sense of dread. I will give you an Arcana 25 if you want to try to make it. What staff are you looking for, Eldove? What's the name of it?
I'm looking for the Wand of the War Mage.
Wand of the War Mage. Sounds like some Twinkie bullshit.
It's a +1 weapon.
Yeah, I know what it is. Go ahead and roll me
Well-
2d6.
+1 or 2 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, 2d6.
No, I just made a 23 on Arcana, not 25.
23? Okay. Some kind of fiend. That's all you know.
Blue one back. I don't
Alright.
trust blue. Does it matter what just the number, or does it matter what
Just
order?
looking for the total.
6.
6. Alright, bear with me just 1 second. After trolling through the various markets in Kiska, tapping your guild contacts and whatnot, describing the type of wand you're looking for, you think you might have tracked one down. A dealer far out in the desert, a hermit kind, an old wizard who once in a great while shows up in Kiska just to sell some bizarre artifact or another. And once, a couple years ago, a group of collectors from Kiska traveled out to meet him just to see what his actual collection looked like, just to see if there was anything he was willing to part with. One of the members of the guild that deals in these kind of artifacts in Kiska, thinks he saw a wand like you're talking about in his collection. But whether he'd be willing to part with it and at what price, he couldn't say.
I asked him if he bought anything from the collection.
He did, but we're talking like +1 weapons, rings, potions, things like that.
Right, but when was this?
This was a couple of years ago.
Okay.
That a group of these collectors just got curious enough because this old man just shows up in Kiska every 5 or 7 years or whatever and sells one thing on the market and then disappears. So they made the trek out to his abode out in the desert just to see what the collection looked like.
All right. I'll just quickly head back to the inn and ask if anyone wants to come with me after getting the location of this place from the guy.
Okay.
Thanking him.
Does anybody want to go on?
Khalil's all for it. I mean, he wants to spend a couple days in Kiska, either before we go there or before we come back.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So Eldove and Khalil head out into the desert. Khalil, you're heading to a desert that you basically know to just be Badlands. It's just the middle of effing nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
it's even Sand Elf nomads have no reason to come out to this place. But when you get there, you find just like a little yurt just amidst the blowing sand of the desert that reminds you a little bit of Baba Yaga's hut, not gonna lie. But inside the yurt, it looks more like Eldove's magnificent mansion. And going in, the wizard grills you about what you're doing there and who are you, who sent you, that kind of thing.
Point to Eldove.
Knowing that you guys don't really have a great track record of getting along with eccentric hermit wizards. But he does have the wand that you're looking for, and he's willing to make a trade.
He built any death rays recently?
I don't have anything about the depths of this character's research, but no death rays.
Okay. Okay.
No burning mirror.
We
nothing
should be
like
fine
that.
with this wizard then.
Yeah, he's willing to make a trade for this wand. What are you offering?
Is there anything that he's interested in?
He's interested in everything. He wants to know, you made the journey out here. You must have brought something as an offer. He's not interested in money. He doesn't want the gold.
I ask him if he's interested in visiting our collection.
And he's could not be less interested in visiting your collection. He doesn't want to see it. You're imposing on him at the moment.
All right, then I offer him. I'm just looking through the sheet
Yeah,
because this is all stuff that Eldove would remember that I do not.
right. Who else is doing something else before the axe scene? 'Cause that's the last scene we're going to do tonight, is getting the axe.
Tarin's going to go continue his secret war against the Mind Flayers with anyone who wants to come with him.
Hey?
How much would it cost for? How much is this woman going to ask for Zook for a quiver of +1 arrows? Just out of curiosity.
Let me look that up real quick. Keeping in mind that they're not going to be ready immediately. She doesn't have them on a shelf.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting in the order and then going back to town, in which case I might accompany Tarin on his, Mind Flayer visit.
I tell him about the set of finely crafted elven plate that we have.
Is that the one you got from Baba Yaga's hut?
From the Beholder.
Oh yeah, no one's using that.
Oops, I'm pushing all the wrong buttons. Calc.exe, why? Why do you do this? There we go. Zook.
Yes.
It's going to run you 8,000 gold for a quiver of 20 plus 1 arrows.
Jesus.
She can have those done in 21 days.
8,000 gold?
8,000.
I don't know if I can actually get that right now. I don't know if it's worth it for just a +1, considering I get most of my damage from sneak attack, but...
It doesn't sound worth it to me.
It's absolutely not worth it.
Yeah. I think for her time and her delightful conversation and talk about aircraft, but I just can't swing that right now, and then I head back to the inn.
Eldove.
If it was a +1 bow, but you already have one.
Yeah.
He's only... Make a charisma check. Just straight charisma. Which should not be bad for you.
Well, it's a day when I wasn't planning on casting anything, so I have whatchamacallit up.
Well, we gotta be to 17.
It's a good thing I did that. I don't think I'm gonna beat a 17. It's just charisma, so that's 14.
14. He's only interested in the plate armor in as much that he can use it to trade for something else down the road, which is kind of a pain in the butt considering you're imposing on him.
Oh, if he just wants something to trade, a wand that does not have to be attuned to a caster is more valuable. So I tell him about the Wand of Lightning Bolt.
The Wand of Lightning Bolt?
Yeah, and I tell him that unlike most wands, anyone can use it, not just a spellcaster.
Make that charisma check again. Make it a disadvantage this time, because you failed the first one. This time you only gotta beat a 10.
Just regular. Alright, 13.
He says the Wands of Lightning Bolt are relatively common in his particular neck of the woods. He's seen them come and go. But he thinks, considering the power of the wand you're asking for, he would imagine the lightning bolt would be more useful to you.
I tell him that
So
Wand
now
of Lightning...
You've piqued his curiosity, in other words.
I tell him that since I'm a spellcaster myself, the Wand of Lightning Bolt isn't as useful, and the only other spellcaster we have that would want to use it can already shoot lightning out of his hands.
And he
power
nods,
of
and in
God.
that situation, he imagines that the lightning would not be as useful. He says he'll make the trade
Alright.
under the
and
condition that you don't seek him out for 10 years and 10 days. He will have nothing to do with you for that long.
Eldove thinks that that's fantastic and something that he's going to have to use in the future. And he agrees wholeheartedly. And he's thinking, oh man, I can't wait to tell Fred about 10 years and 10 days.
The crazy weird guy that, yeah.
So you trade your Wand of Lightning Bolt across for the Wand of the War Mage +1.
Okay, rad.
And then he ushers you out of his yurt, and as you leave, the yurt vanishes.
And
course it
Eldove's
does.
smile gets even bigger, and he's just like, oh, this is fantastic. Khalil, wasn't that awesome?
Now, because there's a sandstorm in the area, you both get tranked, because Quiet's up on a plateau, about 500 meters
lovely.
away,
Nice.
and then Boss comes along and ties a balloon to your ankle, and you're gone.
Yay!
Oh, we're gonna go work for Big Boss!
Yes, I love it. He's gonna throw magazines at our crotch, and then
We
and
come
throw us
down,
off-
there's like 50 goats around.
So, Tarin, did anybody go with Tarin down to the Bald Kingdom
I was
aid the war
going
effort?
to, because I figured it wouldn't take a whole month to talk to this lady about how much a quiver of arrows would cost.
No, you can go with him, that's fine. So, Tarin
Anybody
and
else?
Zook
All
go down to
mind
the Bald
flayers you
Kingdom.
can stab.
Yeah. Eric stays
Okay,
at the
Tina's
end.
coming with us.
Eric's good.
No,
Okay.
Eric stays in the end.
Stays at
Oh,
the end.
Tina's.
No, it's good because it's good to have someone in the end in case something goes down.
Yeah.
Tarin and Zook go down to the Bald Kingdom, and you guys don't have a whole lot of time left. You got about 2 weeks or so to aid the efforts. And right now, the actual fighting efforts seem to have cooled for the moment. The tensions have lifted a little bit. Your previous efforts, especially the introduction of dragon powder, has turned the tides in their favor somewhat. But they're still not powerful enough to go in and claim all of the Illithid's area. So right now they're holding what they have and kind of bolstering their defenses. And so the two of you aid in that effort for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
But it looks like the tide of the battle is turning. The introduction of dragon powder has also enabled them to make connections with other Underdark kingdoms that otherwise would not have joined them militarily. They've been able to make deals with especially dwarves who are very, very interested in this whole dragon powder thing.
Nice.
And then, after the time is up, Grigori has agreed that the payment is fair, the silver pieces all check out, and Ante is finished with his axe.
Cool.
Okay.
Alright.
And he explains that all he's going to have to do when Gendrid pushes the button and summons all the ribs to his side, all he has to do is wield that axe, and the Death Knight Axe of Fire will be neutralized. He will lose the bulk of his power and be just an undead dwarf that you just have to push over.
I think
sounds
Eric
like
can
fun.
do that.
Alright. Now, I'm going to have to make everybody very happy, and it's in my nature to not make people happy, so you understand that this is a very difficult thing for me to do. But I can't put you guys up against an ancient red dragon and then not give you the level.
Neat.
So completing side op number 44.
Guys, we have to think of something else bullshit to do so I can hit 20 before this is over.
Oops.
See, everybody can
Oh,
go
I've
ahead
got an
and
idea.
take a level
We
for
could
that.
stop an evil death god that's planning on
Yeah.
destroying
sounds
all
like-
life.
No,
Sounds like a good way to
before
count
that. Before
Now,
that.
to be fair, this also is including any experience you got from the Draco Lich and the Beholder, and you guys had a lot of tough fights since your last level.
Oh wow, I get a feat.
Yeah, feats go in your socks.
Oh shit! I think.
Hey,
Rick.
Eldove learns true polymorph.
It's not like a super complicated thing, but I did want to do one downtime
Okay.
action. Orphan was just going to go and visit Cerelia in the orphanage.
Okay. She's getting along better with the kids at the orphanage, but what that means is that she's kind of fallen in with the criminal elements from that most of the kids get up to. The kids are not very well behaved.
Mhm.
But she seems to be adjusting rather well. And you see that it's because she's a Tiefling and because she has those racial benefits that she has those advantages over the other human orphans, especially their just natural charisma, that she's won a lot of them over that way. So if left unchecked, it's possible that she will become the leader of this band of criminal ruffian orphans in Dunfoss. But no, when you go to visit her, she asks about the plantation and about her family.
I don't really have much to tell her on that front.
That might have burned down for all you know. You haven't been back.
I've been there in a while.
All right, so
One
that's
more level.
the end of the session. Omte did not actually give you guys the axe. He needs the axe to do his thing, and he needs that egg. So, assuming you guys let him keep those objects.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
So, what I was expecting would happen is because I introduced this subplot with the Bronze Dragon, I figured you guys would go negotiate with the Bronze Dragon. And bring this compass
I don't
back
even
into the story.
remember
and-
the Bronze Dragon.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
what?
don't know.
There's
No,
a
I don't know
bronze
what you're
dragon?
Bronze
talking about.
dragon?
Yes.
I don't.
Because
I
you guys-
really don't know what you're talking about.
You guys gave the compass to Kefos.
Oh right. Yeah.
And he has a contact who's a bronze dragon who lives underwater and collects powerful magic items from shipwrecks. So
Oh,
That's who I
right.
should have gone to for the wand.
That's right.
I completely forgot about that guy.
Me too. That was like just a sort of side note. I didn't even put that in my to-do list.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if I had gone to the Bronze Dragon for the wand, I couldn't have gone to Crazy Yurt Man.
and on the other hand, if you go to the bronze dragon to negotiate silver pieces, you couldn't have killed the red dragon. The way that ends is the tyranny of that particular red dragon. She was approaching the very end of her long, long life, and she was having one last gasp of violence and treachery before she shuffled off the mortal coil. Didn't make her any harder to kill. She was just that freaking old.
She was doing a bucket list of destruction.
Essentially, yeah. She was trying to grow the size of her horde as big as she could get it before her death throes.
Well, she fucked up because I didn't see shit for magic items in that horde.